Which button was it? Is it the wrong button?
No, it's the left button.
Ah, okay.
Wait, the button I should press is on the right. Oh no! Hello, and welcome to Cause and Effect, episode 23, Off to the Races. This is a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign. My name is Crash. I will be your DM for the evening. Tonight I'm joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Beth, Ellie, Jen, and Milo. What happened last time?
I have no idea.
Nobody knows.
Well, we had an intermission and then we had plot.
Yeah, so thing is, we got back and I bought some stuff. I actually bought useful things, guys. Watch out. But anyways, then we discovered why it is that A has been so sick, because A collapsed and it was really kind of worrisome. Turns out A was in the middle of transitioning gender when not me, everyone else killed all of his family.
Slight correction.
Their family.
Slight correction. A's gender has not adjusted. A's biology was adjusting.
Yes. Because of that, A is kind of trapped in the middle and it hurts a lot. And since the moon doesn't like him and the sewer kobolds don't like him, we're going to another group of kobolds now so that way A can get some help.
Pheromones. A needs kobold pheromones.
Something like that.
We need to plan a sleepover party for A and some other kobolds so we can have some friends.
And if this doesn't work, we'll have to pay for kobold friends. And if that doesn't work, then, well, I suppose kidnapping isn't off the table yet.
Yeah.
Well, as luck would have it, Cogbucket is friends with Monty, and Monty knows more kobolds. The Ikta clan and the Chipped Claw clan tend to hang out in the town where... Town is the wrong word. The settlement where most of Kobold civilization's leadership hangs out, which is in the middle of a small kingdom called Coomridge, totally surrounded by mountain peaks. There's a small farm that a ragtag band of adventurers purchased years and years and years ago. And eventually, some people, not that actual party, but some people decided to start calling it Meepo's Farm. Said adventurers moved on to bigger and better things. Some of them retired. Meepo is no longer on this planet. Meepo's fine.
She's fine. She's
Yeah.
with Mr. Bex.
Exactly.
Mhm.
In Faerun. But never mind about that.
Yes.
But people still call it Meepo's Farm. And underneath Meepo's Farm, there's a whole bunch of kobold tunnels that have been dug out, and that's where the kobolds like to hang out. But there was still a farm. So what do you do when you have a farm? Well, apparently, what's obvious to the kobolds was you bring in a bunch of sheep and you start having races with them.
This makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the horse races in that each sheep has a jockey,
Mhm.
and they'll paint numbers on the sides of the sheep, and they run around a track. And as luck would have it, there may or may not be gambling involved. Okay, there is gambling involved. There's lots of gambling involved.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that there's gambling involved in this
I've
institution.
heard of gambling before. What is it?
There's no gambling in the institution because it's outdoors.
It is.
You know, I like that workaround.
Yeah, they like it too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the farmhouse, because, it was there, they might as well use it for something, has been converted into a bed and breakfast because, well, the kobolds that were on the surface, it would be nice if they had some place to eat. And also every now and then, non-kobolds come and participate because the kobold bookies are equal opportunity when it comes to taking your money. So sometimes it's nice to have, non-kobold food as well. It's run by 4 kobolds, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, and Mo. Eeny, Meeny, and Miny tend the bar. Mo is in the kitchen. Dinah is off today. And
What about someone?
Third base.
they only work every other Thursday.
Oh, okay.
They're mostly a college student, so they have very reduced hours. Their education is far more important, everyone agrees.
Yeah. Well, I mean, music studies if they're planning to be a bard.
Well, they do
I mean,
want...
unless they're strumming on the old banjo for no reason.
I love everything about this. So, when you arrive, some representatives from the Itka and Chiptclaw clan greet you. They help along. You are unfortunately not invited down into the tunnels. There have been issues with non-kobolds being in the tunnels. There are a few close friends of the clan that are allowed in, but for the most part, they're still remembering an event with a deep gnome that had to be turned into a bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That happened.
having to deal with a literal killer rabbit
Yep.
in the kobold tunnels.
No kobolds and crawl spaces for me.
There were additional rules put in place. And then
Yeah.
there was another ragtag band of adventurers that came down that didn't end well either. Monty had to come down and deal with some things. There was a lot of undead. There was a lot of undead. And a banshee, who was technically also undead. And not adopted, no matter what a certain tabaxi will tell you.
Grandpa!
That is Monty. Yes, Monty.
Grandpa!
I believe the out of context quote that I posted for editing that episode was, "You adopted a kobold and named him Grandpa." Of course you adopted a kobold and named him Grandpa. To be fair,
He carried me like a piggyback all day.
also quite literally, that kobold is a grandfather
Yes.
Oh, that's also
of a player
her
character.
name. Deborah? Barbara?
That's not her name. Anyway,
Anywho.
She was a nice banshee.
no, she wasn't. She wasn't even nice for a banshee, which is a very low bar.
Oh dear.
The bar in here is kind of low too because kobold height, but never mind about that.
But
Yes, so you are invited to spend the night or day or however long it takes at the bed and breakfast. Your stay has been comped. If you wish to participate in the festivities, that has not been comped. That will be out-of-pocket expenses for you. They anticipate that they might make up for the expenses of comping your stay.
why is everyone looking at me?
Because you're the one at the bar?
I am currently by the door.
Yes, you all walked in, and actually, everyone is not looking at you. Most people are looking at someone over by the fireplace playing an odd musical instrument.
I am very concerned by the image of the instrument that is on Foundry.
Did we meet this person before?
You have met this person before.
Is that the one who joined our party?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because I can't remember people's actual names.
The instrument he's playing is called a Zulkun. It's if...
Half Zulk, half Coon.
Oh, no, that would imply that it's half of something. The fractions are much smaller than that.
Each letter is for a different thing.
If the type of musical
Bagpipes?
instrument something was a pedigree, this would be a mutt.
Oh.
Now,
It
part
looks-
of it is definitely bagpipe.
Yeah.
Part of it is accordion.
Yeah.
After that, things get a little muddled.
Okay, is there a theremin?
There is no theremin included.
Okay,
However, they are
Yeah.
playing a merry little tune that seems to be entertaining most of the kobolds. Now, Jex, who is the bard in question who is playing this tune, is the only human who was in here before you walked in. There are 3 sea elves over at a table who you recognize as the rest of the adventuring party known as the Submarine Optimals. Jex joined in as a replacement bard because their bard had a
were
nervous
really
breakdown.
loud at that luncheon. No, that was the rhinos with the.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, technically, they
Yeah.
were GIF or
GIF.
GIF. The GIF or GIF, canonically, and this is according to Wizards of the Coast, they've changed the lore, cannot agree on how to pronounce the name of their own species. Previously, there was a set pronunciation set forth by I think it was TSR at the time, but they've since retconned it
I
for the
like that
meme.
retcon.
Specifically for the meme. But no, there are no hippo people here. Just the submarine optimals and a whole bunch of kobolds We won't talk about anything else that's on the map. Kurg, who is the fighter of the party,
Yeah.
apparently has drunk himself into a stupor. He's unconscious, leaning backwards in a chair and snoring. There are several empty mugs, some of them not upright anymore, in front of him. So it does not take an investigation check to determine how Kurg has been rendered unconscious. Fori, who is the party's cleric, a cleric of Argonia, seems to have just one mug in front of them. It may be the only mug they've had tonight. It may still be full. And Dirge does not have any mugs, but does appear to be counting coins into a large leather bag. Dirge is the party rogue.
Question.
Answer.
Do I fit in the tavern?
It's a good question.
You can duck to get underneath the door. And afterwards, the ceiling is high enough. Because remember, this was a farmhouse. They converted it into a bed and breakfast.
Gotcha.
I'm waving enthusiastically and running towards Jax.
As you get into Jex's line of sight, there is a brief moment where the Zolkun gets a little louder, as if someone exhales sharply, perhaps out of surprise. And then they recover and wrap up the song.
I love chaos.
I mean, let's be fair, Jex probably does too, because Jex plays a Zolkun for his chosen musical instrument. You don't play one of those if you prefer Law and Order. Chadrick, what are you... Please tell me there's not some hideous monster that needs to be fought here.
No.
Okay,
No,
the rest of the
we're
party
here to
would
help.
mutiny against me if there was.
We're here to help out, we're here to help A out. Our
Oh,
little kobold friend.
it's inner turmoil amongst your party members. Oh, okay, we're actually here for the same reason. Well, sort of. The rest of the party apparently was working a bit too hard, and they informed me that if we did not take a vacation, I would need a new Zolkun.
A just needs a kobold medical assistant.
Ah,
So we're here.
we just needed a vacation. And apparently Dirge needed to do a lot of gambling.
I look over at him and I can feel the alcohol since, I'm mostly alcohol by now.
Well, Dirge hears this conversation and she waves back at you and says, "Net gain of 200 gold today alone!"
I'm not sure Dirge is actually taking a vacation.
It's a working vacation.
Who's to say you can't have fun while you hustle?
Who says this is work?
Good point.
And by the way, when Dirge yells this, several of the kobolds flinch and Fori looks like they're trying to disappear into their robes.
Oh.
Poor Ford.
I feel somewhat bad for the kobold because kobolds. I've grown attached to them.
Well, to be fair, Dirge winning 200 gold as a net does not mean all the other kobolds lost. It's not one massive institution.
Yeah.
It sustains itself because all the kobolds that are here probably had bets on different sheep.
Oh, that makes sense.
Some of them raise sheep, but also some of them just bet on the sheep.
Makes sense.
And somehow I put a purple dot on top of Jex's icon, and I don't know how or why or what it means.
I don't even see it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can see
I know what it
tiny,
means. It's because
teeny, teeny.
that shows that someone's clicking on Jex. Someone has selected Jex.
Oh, that's me.
3 of you have clicked on Jex now.
Okay.
Yeah, all that tells me is someone's clicked on Jex. I understand that now. Okay.
Color coordinated in the bottom corner. I am purple.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Miney comes over and says, "So, you're just in time for the dinner rush is about to even out a little bit, but we still got plenty of grub. I hope you like mac and cheese because that's what's being made tonight.
Yum! Cheese?
I love mac and cheese.
It's got bacon in it.
I love
Even-
mac and cheese.
Better for tabaxi.
Actually, it's sort of fried until it's a little crunchy and then wrapped in bacon."
Oh no.
Fascinating.
My cat's allergic to beef and pork.
I'm not. Well,
Oh, wow.
Hobby isn't. The player is a vegetarian, but
They, please understand, they like bacon. It doesn't have to be specifically from pigs. They have a wide variety of bacon from different sources.
how does that work?
Turkey bacon's a thing that exists in the real world.
That's
Mhm.
true. That's true.
And apparently there's a way to prepare bananas so that they taste like bacon. I only learned this recently. I don't know how it's done, but apparently someone
Understand
figured
how
it
that
out.
would happen.
That's
I haven't
Especially
figured
if
out
you
how
get
it's
one
done,
of
but
the
I've
more
tried
savory
it.
bananas.
It's alarming.
It's
It's
alarming that it
alarming?
actually works.
Yes.
wow.
I
I want plantains now.
Actually, yeah, I had plantains, but yeah, it's possible to prepare them so they taste like bacon.
I'm
Strange.
sort of curious and sort of why would you do that? Because I don't actually like how smoked things taste.
Hmm.
Look,
I would do
there's a barbarian who's
Mhm.
kind of high ranking among the kobolds who believes that if you eat enough bacon, you gain spell slots.
Mhm.
And there are kobolds who are suffering from cholesterol issues in an attempt to gain
gain
spell
spell-
slots that they didn't already have. And so some kobolds have the idea that, well, maybe it's the wrong kind of bacon. So there is nowhere else in the world where more research into bacon recipes has been done than
One second.
right here.
Yep.
It
That's
helps.
Literally.
It helps that once Gox was
Mhm.
turned into a gold dragon with a wish spell, because yes, this is a thing that happened,
Yes.
and Gox's intelligence went through the roof because gold dragon now.
Mhm. Yep.
Gox was coming up with recipes left and right and
Yep.
dictating them to a librarian.
Yep. That's
There
what
are
happened.
books of this.
This is kind of awesome.
Yes.
What happened?
I did a history check because I feel like Chadwick would care very deeply about the history of bacon recipes.
As luck would have it, the librarian was a follower of Ogma. The Ogmanites have a very important enclave on Flotsam. So some of the recipes that were invented here have made it to Flotsam, which meant you've had some of them already.
No, I just meant like I feel like Chadwick would care very deeply about this. I
Oh, yeah,
want to know
and
if he
you-
like knew it.
Well, yes, but what I'm saying is Chadwick had a bacon recipe in Flotsam. Chadwick
Mhm.
was impressed with it. Chadwick inquired about the recipe and was told this history, and Chadwick remembered it.
Chadwick now knows about the history of bacon and cooking.
In regards to kobolds,
Yes.
yes.
Right. Specific.
Maybe not
kobold.
going back to when the first pre-humanoid figured out that they could stab a pig and set it on fire and it tasted good. Maybe not back that far, but in regards to kobolds and spell slots,
Mhm.
Chadwick is aware of this.
Maybe if I eat enough bacon, I'll get spell slots, says the arcane rogue.
I like the part where they talked about bacon for a long time, which is every kobold in the room, by the way.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Even the one over there that is a devout vegetarian because they were having the plantain bacon.
Clever kobold.
Yeah. The only compunction that most kobolds have against foods in general is they don't eat talking meat, which is a little weird when it comes to someone who has mushroom pizza because there are myconids.
True.
So they got to double check for that.
Uh-huh.
And the treants that look like banana trees, there's vigorous debate.
I feel like it's acceptable if it was harvested with some amount of consent to eat bananas from a banana ant. I mean, people eat cheese.
So I know that you meant that like probably like ENT, but my brain heard banana and then banana like N apostrophe T. Banana and
No.
banana.
Oh my.
This is the thing. This what you have shared with us, Ellie, in GIF form is certainly a thing. And it's adorable,
Oh my.
but there's a lot going on in this image.
Mhm.
It's for the listeners at home, it's a cat dressed as a monkey licking a banana surrounded by
Tomatoes.
mostly tomatoes of various colors.
Licking the pickle. I think it's just the cat's face.
Yeah, I think it's one of those costumes for like four-legged pets where they wear it on the front
Yeah.
and the back legs are doing whatever, but from this angle you can't see that.
Right.
Probably been photoshopped. The back is very cream colored.
May have been.
Yeah. Licking the banana.
The shadow
Yes.
work is done very well, so I think that is a level of real.
Yeah. I wonder if
Yeah.
they put a dab of cat food on the end of the banana.
Dunno.
My
Or you-
cat likes bananas
Yeah, some cats do.
because he had medicine that was banana flavored, and he really actually enjoyed it.
Look at this poor thing. Oh.
Give
The
me the
thing is,
banana.
Cats are obligate carnivores, so they can't have too much of that without getting sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know who
Mhm.
isn't
One
an
more.
obligate carnivore? Kobolds. And Miney
I-
is taking your orders.
I have one more, and I can't explain it.
Okay.
Oh,
That is a banana commercial from Japan, yes.
that's really the only explanation.
Bizarre.
It's
That is bizarre.
if you say it's from Japan, it explains a lot.
Mhm.
It doesn't explain anything, but it explains a lot.
Mhm.
Schrodinger's explanation.
Hmm
Yes.
Banana Man comes and sneezes bananas all over the lady's lap. She seems to be actually pleased by having bananas, and then he flies away, hovering,
And
To-
flapping his banana wings.
flapping his banana wings
Yeah.
on his hands about a foot or two above the ground.
Well, he's clearly sitting on an invisible scooter.
Ah, well, there you go.
I look
And
forward
she's
to-
happy because she knows it's all done in post, so her lap is not, in fact, covered in bananas.
Banana snot.
I look forward to EO scrolling through these messages.
Anyway.
I like the part where they
Anyway.
talked about cats and bananas for a long time. And by the way, you can totally blame Ellie for that running gag.
Yes.
I mean, yes, you can blame Game Grumps for it first, but that's besides the point. Or, well, it's alongside the point. It's parallel to the point. Anyway, who's up for mac and cheese? Have a seat.
Yes.
The Tabaxi would love to have mac and cheese, and if it's wrapped in bacon, even better.
You could also have bacon wrapped in mac and cheese if you prefer.
That sounds like it might be messier. Let's go with the other way around.
Or you could
Let
have
us
a mac, cheese, and bacon salad.
I just realized, Crash, that if you have the mac and cheese wrapped in bacon, does that make it a mac and cheese bacon maki? It's sushi.
I do not know.
It's sushi. It's a maki roll.
The DM pleads ignorance because the DM has only had sushi once in his life, and it was from a supermarket.
Oh no.
Oh.
Aw. Well, let's see if I can find
That
it.
is a very unfortunate one time to try.
Yeah.
It's where they
Oh,
wrap
no.
it in seaweed.
Oh no. Look at that.
That is a lot. That is a very big
Lot.
sushi roll.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know why they did that.
That's a
Okay.
sushi roll for an elephant.
Hmm.
I think that's a sushi roll they did because they could.
That's probably like
Well.
someone trying to do a Guinness World Record sort of thing.
It could be.
Yeah. I want sushi. Anyway. Yes. Please to serve the bacon maki to the tabaxi. Yes. Bacon maki.
Okay. It's delivered.
Yum.
By the way, Jex heads out the door because Jex has been performing for the past 2 hours and needs a break.
Break.
It's
That's
Mhm.
fair.
Kirk has been snoring for the past 45 minutes.
a pity we did not actually bring Cavill because then Cavill could sing for our supper, but alas, we left Cavill elsewhere.
I'm
Actually-
blasting some show tunes, don't you worry.
Can I
Oh,
follow Jex out the door?
Sure. You should have full control of your character.
Well, in theory.
There you go.
All right, so you meet up with Jex under a tree. Oh, hello.
Hello. It is good to see you again.
Likewise.
I understand that you have been performing a while and need a break.
Yes. Can I? That is a figure of speech. I prefer to not have anything broken.
I understand.
Okay. I wasn't quite sure. You are very large.
I hear that. on occasion.
And I've seen you smash things very well.
Thank you. My concern was that being outside by yourself, something might come upon you. And if something enters the tavern with malicious intent, there are very many people in there. But if something comes out here with malicious intent, there would only be you.
You know we're in the middle of an isolated kingdom, right?
Yes, all the more for me to worry.
I mean, they haven't had any problems since that whole undead thing a few years ago, but they got over it.
I have been attacked in the middle of a city, so I take precautions.
Well, that's very kind of you. I'm going to sit down now.
That is fine with me.
And Jeff
I will be
sits
more
down.
than happy. I will be more than happy to stand here and be quiet. You will not even know that I am here.
Jex passes his perception check. Jex is aware that Tex is there. Jex is painfully aware that Tex is there.
I know that I'm not in the same room, but can I possibly put in Jex's mind, this is not the droid you're looking for?
You have to perceive Jex in order to do it. The only beings who you are able to do that to without needing to see them are people who have a linked flagstone, so you can sending stone message to them.
Can I tell can I tell Ellie to say that?
Yes, you could tell Ellie to say that. You could also tell Tex to say that. I won't stop you. It costs an action, but we're not in combat, so actions are free.
Yeah, so I'm just curious because I'm nosy. So I was listening and I think that sentence and I push it towards Tex.
X is entertained, but in her mind, she has made a promise.
Dang it.
This is genuinely just Tex is making sure that Jex is okay, because it's the equivalent of her saying, this is quiet, too quiet.
Too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Makes sense.
yes, because Jex stopped playing the Zolkun
That does make it quieter.
and then moved outside of the building where the fighter is snoring.
Right, right.
I mean, you can hear sheep going by.
Ah,
Yeah.
ah, nah.
Matter of fact, the snores are a bit louder, but it's very obvious that there are sheep on the other side of the wall to the west of most of the party. Apparently, there is a small stable that is attached to that side of the farmhouse, and that's where at least some of the sheep are kept. It's a bit louder if you're outside because the windows are not, they don't have glass in them. They're just for ventilation purposes. They're high enough and small enough that you cannot, like, you're not going to have a sheep crawling through them unless something's gone horribly wrong or horribly right. One way or the other, something horrible will have occurred if a sheep goes through one of those windows.
Sheep with spider climb.
Not just spider climb,
Oh no, look at
but
that.
some type of liquidity.
Those are goats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I typed in the word sheep, so I was hopeful.
Those are goats.
Yeah. I
Still
don't know
cute.
how they do that, but they do it.
That's the greatest
Yep.
wall climbing of all time.
They have
Mhm.
their little pointy hooves and an
Because they crave that
inclination.
mineral.
They have an inclination to climb.
Mhm.
They crave.
Height. The highest goat wins. Sort of like Tabaxi. Sort of like Tabaxi. Sadly, there is no Tabaxi tree in here, so Hoppy will have to make do by sitting on a chair like a civilized cat.
I mean, there is a chandelier hanging from the middle of the room.
You want to
Could
swing
it-
from the chandelier?
How much weight does that chandelier look like it could bear?
At least the weight of the chandelier. It's hanging from a pretty strong rope.
Hobby will just, estimate how much weight it could hold, in case of an emergency where someone needed to be on the chandelier.
Hobby, I'm going to have you
Mhm.
roll a deception check.
Deception. Ooh, okay.
Well, are you trying to be obvious about weighing your chances with the chandelier weight?
I mean, I don't think she's hiding it. I think she's just sort of staring at it thoughtfully while nibbling on her food. The way cats stare at ceilings sometimes.
Okay, well then roll a disadvantage.
Deception at disadvantage.
Okay, well, one of those was a nat 20, but we'll go with a 13. Eni goes, ahem,
Yes?
and then taps a sign that says, please do not attempt to swing from the chandelier.
I wasn't going to unless there was an emergency.
The sign is engraved in brass.
Wow. Very curious sign.
It has happened often enough that they felt getting a fancy sign was worth the money.
Maybe you should put a sign on the chandelier too.
Don't. If you can see this, don't.
If you can see this, you better be changing the candles.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place, Buster.
You are already liable for replacement costs.
By the way, the rope that's holding up the chandelier goes through a pulley system and meets up. It's tied off right next to the sign that says "Do not swing from the chandelier."
So they can make you fall if you really are doing the wrong thing.
It's
Clever.
It's there so that they can lower the chandelier and change the candles,
That makes sense. Yeah.
or drop it on somebody if they're having a maniacal moment. Sometimes kobolds have those.
Hmm.
It's a hereditary condition.
Hobby will look sad.
There's the gift for that. Oh,
There's a gift for a sad cat. Yes.
yes. Mm-hmm. All right, Mech's gonna
Kobolds
look
are not
around for-
swayed by sad cats.
Okay. Mech's
That
gonna
doesn't-
look for an outlet to,
It's a farmhouse.
is there there's a stove. There an
There
outlet?
is a stove. If you were steam powered, the stove would be useful.
Okay. Well, never mind. I'll just go sit with the rest of the group.
You just
I can't
found
get my
out that
character to stay there for some reason. That's odd.
Mech recently just found out that Mech is not powered by blue smoke.
Right.
It's in
Kind
fact
of different.
aerosolized food coloring and not a power source.
Yeah.
And I've known
So
that
nice.
since the first session.
Oh wow, that's fun.
Well, I
That's really
read
fun.
your backstories and I said,
Mhm.
okay, this is what your characters believe.
Hmm. That was what she believed.
Yes.
She knows it's not that.
However, I have decided to make certain changes for lore reasons.
Oh yeah.
But what about data reasons?
Took me a minute.
Oh, I got it immediately.
Yep.
And now in this case, it's specifically lore reasons.
Oh dear.
That's way more fun.
Indeed.
Tex,
Uh-huh.
at this point, you're fairly sure that your companion out there has fallen asleep.
Okay.
He is not snoring. You still hear some snoring, but it's coming. They've traced the snoring. It's coming from inside the farmhouse.
I will use my flagstone to get one of my companions to find out if this group has lodgings here.
Okay. Who has lodging? Us? Them?
Well, your group definitely does.
Okay.
Dirge, Kurg, Fori, and Jex.
Furry. So, Dirge.
Furry,
I'm
not furry.
I'm zoomed out far enough that I can't tell. And
No,
If-
I'd
if
say
for-
that I prefer the name furry. So, anyways,
If
hey,
Furry was furry, Furry would be even more upset because sea elf, aquatic.
that would be very
Seals
uncomfortable.
are furry? Selkie are furry?
Okay, just because he is a sea elf doesn't mean he can't have a persona.
Right.
In this case, though, they don't.
I can't believe you're having to make a hard stance. The persona stance.
It's-
So character.
I'm not saying that this is true for all sea elves everywhere, okay? I am going to say it is specifically true for the sea elves that are in this building.
They are not seal elves.
This is correct.
Anyways,
No
I walk
selfies.
up to Dirge, and I walk up to Dirge and make my presence known.
You do not need to make your presence known. Dirge senses you approaching.
Just mainly what I wanted. I didn't want to surprise him.
That's fine. She turns and
Hey.
says, "What can I do for you?"
Hey, do y'all have a room here?
No, you can't bunk with us.
No. Jax fell asleep by a tree.
Well, I have to say, he was certainly giving it his all for that performance.
So, Tex is wanting to bring bring him up to a bed. So if you could let us know where, we could drop him off.
Yes, we do have lodgings upstairs. Although I can probably handle Jex myself if Tex is the tall one that has a very large hammer, correct?
Yes.
Yes. We could probably use Tex's help with and Dirge just points over at Kurg, who you're fairly sure at this point that at the louder parts of the snore, the liquid that is still in Fori's mug, which Fori left when Fori went up to bed, is vibrating kind of like the whole Jurassic Park T-Rex scene,
Oh.
but from the snore Kurg is making.
Oh no.
Impressive.
Kirk is still wearing full plate.
I nod enthusiastically and then do the brainwave thing to tell Tex the plan.
Okay, I'll trade places with Dirge.
Okay.
I sit back down and I keep enjoying my food.
Can I get both of these to move at the same time? I can link them.
Haha.
Oh, cool.
So neat. Yeah.
Except Jex hit a wall. I tried to go diagonally through the door and Jex got stuck.
Oh no.
I'm going to say that's canon. Oh, they're still linked though. Jex is just like dragging behind her.
Just like being dragged by the leg.
Oh my goodness.
I am going to say that for certain that is how Dirge is bringing Jex in.
Drag, drag, drag.
Dragged by one leg. Not even
Alright.
both of them. Just one.
Oh dear.
All
Drag,
right.
drag,
Jex is
Drag,
going
drag,
to wake
drag.
up soon,
drag
hopefully.
that party. Drag that party.
Oh no.
How are they going to get him up the stairs that way?
Thump,
Bonk, bonk,
Oh,
bonk, bonk.
Oh no.
Can Javi use Mage Hand to lift poor Jex's head so that there's not head bumping at least?
Give me a
lift
sleight
10
of hand
pounds with-
roll.
can lift 10 pounds with it. Okay, sleight of hand. That's over here.
This is not to be sneaky. This is just because of the skill required. That's a dirty 20.
He is comfortable.
Jex gets to the top of the stairs in a deeper slumber than Jex was at the bottom.
Pretty
I
impressive getting hooked by a door.
I mean, I can only lift 10 pounds, but I figure that a head does not weigh 10 pounds. Therefore, at least I can keep the bumping from happening. So,
You didn't even need to lift it all the way. You just had to keep it from smacking against each stair on the way up.
right.
In the meantime, I will pick Kirk up and carry them upstairs.
Do you need
Well,
any
this can be-
assistance to carry him?
No.
Okay.
Now, I have to ask.
I was going to cast heroism on you to give you more.
I
Oh,
have
no,
to ask
don't.
because it's funny. Do you carry Dirge over your shoulder like a princess or held in front of you like a cat?
Or like a toddler, sort of, tucked up with the head against your shoulder.
Or possibly under one arm? There are many ways to carry Dirge, and I don't know which is funniest.
Despite the fact that the last time I picked Kurg up, it was by the armor, I am going to fireman's carry him.
Okay, so you firemen's carry the fighter up the stairs.
Yeah, over the shoulder.
That's not one of the funnier ways, but it's probably for the best.
It's acceptable.
Tex is very valiantly resisting the urge to put a harmonica in his mouth.
I play the no whammy sound.
By the way, when you firemen's carry Kurg is not snoring on the way up. As soon as you drop Kurg into Kurg's bed, the snore begins again.
Mhm.
That is impressive.
There was a brief
His lungs
moment.
checked.
There was a brief moment when everyone on the bottom floor of this bed and breakfast, all the kobolds sort of like breathed a sigh of relief.
Actually,
And then it starts again.
I am going to try and turn Kurg over so that he's sleeping on his stomach.
Or
I am concerned about Kirk's lungs. If the minute that there's any elevation, like the body works better,
well, his
It
head
wasn't the
elevated.
elevation, it was which end is up.
still, like there's something wrong. The moment he is lifted, he stops snoring.
Put him in
He
the
got
safety
flipped up-
pose.
He was flipped upside down, so the parts in his throat and mouth that were causing the snoring were moved out of the way of the airway, so
He
the
needs to
sound
go
wasn't
to a
being made
doctor.
anymore.
Oh, okay.
The only time I don't snore is when I'm on my stomach.
Needs
Yeah.
to go get some sleep apnea checked.
Yep.
I-
Sleep apnea
I
time.
have had a sleep study. I don't have sleep apnea. I just snore.
No,
Hmm.
I'm talking about this guy.
Yeah, Kirk needs it.
Okay.
Well,
It's good to know that you've had it checked, though.
Kirk has some lung capacity on him because fighter, therefore he has second wind.
That's one way to deal with sleep apnea.
I guess.
Yep, that tracks. Anyway, once Tex has rolled Kurg onto his stomach, she'll come back downstairs.
But by the
Assuming-
way, I love that no one is making any attempt to get Kurg out of his plate. He is going to spend the night sleeping in his armor. He's going to be so uncomfortable in the morning.
Well,
Well-
that is his fault for falling asleep drunk at a table.
And if you try to peel a fighter out of their armor while they're drunk and they wake up, they might assume that you're trying to steal something or that there's an emergency and come up, hitting people. So I guess he sleeps in his armor.
Well, I'm not saying you made the wrong choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just amused that this is the choice that's made. And I'm letting you know what will likely be the result of said choice.
Well, isn't he sharing a room with others though? Maybe they can handle that.
I'll strip him if they want.
No, because the rest of his party knew that he snores.
Oh, okay.
He gets
So they're
the
gonna
middle.
leave him be.
He's in the room with soundproofing.
Yes.
Okay.
And we'd like extra pillows and blankets. Right, we'll put them on the bed. No. We're going to tape them to the walls. Are any of you spellcasters, do you know the spell silence?
I know. Let's see.
No, that's what the party was asking the kobolds when they booked their stay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some of them were casters, but they did not know that spell. Mo is referred to as a wizard in the kitchen.
Ah.
And having sampled his dining regiment, this seems to be true. And we've been playing for about an hour. What do you say we take a short break?
Yep.
Ooh, Percy, don't step on my stuff.
Okay. We have been depaused. The paws have been removed. The bear has been disarmed.
Oh no!
It had a
But the
right to
bear
those
has
arms.
a right to, yeah.
But
You knew that was coming.
But this adventure is not taking place in the United States. Therefore, different rules apply.
Hmm.
So the other non-kobolds have gone up to their rooms to sleep it off or crash or whatever for the night. No, Crash is here. Crash is not done for the night.
Good.
Yes, Crash is still GMing.
Uh-huh.
The kobold patrons are still coming and going. There was a rush for lunch, as was stated. But even though there's fewer now, in part because the musical entertainment has come and gone, there's still a few at the bar. Apparently, there's not much of a lunch service. That is when Eeny, Meeny, and Miny do take their break. That's when they sleep through the day. So supper is more breakfast for them. So they're going to be up for most of the night, most likely. What does the party do?
Well, Tex could provide additional musical entertainment if they want her to.
I'd like to be reading more stories to kobolds.
Where do you go on the map to read the stories?
I would like to ask one of the bartenders where's the best place for me to read kobolds to sleep, as it is my nightly thing I do.
Well, thing is, you kind of gotta pay money to sleep in here. That's kind of the business. It's a bed and breakfast, not a come in and sleep on the floor type establishment.
I'm talking in general, like not just in here.
Okay, that's a question that when you generalized it, it made it weirder.
So I explain, I'm like, so, been hanging out with a kobold, and every single time I've been around kobolds, I've ended up having to assist some of them with sleeping. So being around kobolds, but not trying to help them fall asleep, it's very strange.
It's really weird. The more you explain, the the more questions I don't want to ask.
What a clever.
And yet I still have them.
I'm
So
a
many.
great figure. I made a baby Bjorn once that could carry a kobold.
I think you need to make a better baby Bjorn.
Yeah, I need to remake it. This was a very, very quickly made one out of crocheted materials in a sewer.
There's nothing in that sentence that sounds wholesome.
I was
You are
helping them
correct.
as they were having bad nightmares, and I was helping relieve them of their nightmares.
I do appreciate that Milo wants a bigger, better baby Bjorn.
I need it to be more comfy for A.
Have you chosen a color scheme? I would go with a baby blue, bigger, better baby Bjorn.
But is it bouncy?
The kobold is
True.
a baby blue, bigger, better baby Bjorn for bouncy A.
A.
Yeah.
I have been shared an image.
Oh no.
Ellie has found a picture on social media, and this
Oh.
needs to be documented for posterity
Oh no. Oh god.
of a bunch of people in front of computers, each of them wearing the inflatable T-Rex outfit.
Da, 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 da. The land
Captioned.
before time.
Mhm.
The land before time.
Yep. I remember.
I
Land
liked the
Parties.
first movie, and then they started doing made-for-DVD sequels that started becoming musicals.
Oh, weird stuff there.
I have heard 10 seconds of one song which told me that I should not have listened to 10 seconds.
Oh,
that was 10
no.
seconds of my time that I wanted back.
Oh.
It was made for DVD.
The series began in 1988 with the eponymous The Land Before Time, directed and produced by Don Bluth, and executive produced by George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. It was followed by 13 direct-to-video musical sequels, a TV series, video games, soundtracks, and related merchandising.
Wow.
I have a rule that I share with my media arts students. All sequels suck.
Mm-hmm.
The third in the series might be able to stand on its own, because at that point it can't live off of the hype of the first one anymore. But the number 2 in the series is
Story
almost
2.
always worse.
Hmm.
There are exceptions. There are exceptions.
Why?
There's exceptions to every
example-
rule.
For example, Highlander 2 doesn't exist.
Right. Therefore, it can't suck.
Right.
Okay, but Toy Story 2 is very good.
I like the part where they talked about movies for a long,
Long
time.
Hi.
You're the one who made a statement.
Yes. I'm not upset about it. I just think it's funny. Anyway, I want to know how the bunch of you are spending the night.
Probably in a
Oh.
bed.
That sounds like a nice plan. Chadwick has decided to creep out kobolds by talking about reading bedtime
Since
stories.
I see that I won't be able to read to kobolds, I would like to learn more kobold bedtime stories so I could tell A in the future.
Oh, that's a different way of doing it. Okay.
Okay. Well, you're a customer, so, and Eenie begins to regale you with bedtime stories that Eenie remembers growing up to.
Yes.
Give me an insight check.
Okay, let me get back to this. Attributes, insight, normal. No.
That's a one.
These are all
Aw.
incredible stories that are 100% based on real events.
Oh dear.
Matter of fact, every kobold in each of these stories actually existed. With that nat 1, this is what you truly believe to be true.
Obviously, Eenie is a very good storyteller.
Some
Yeah.
of them are just so stories. I will tell anyone else who might be overhearing this who has not rolled a
Mhm.
nat 1,
Right.
which includes Milo, because Milo and Chadwick are not the same person. Milo is someone who sells candy for a living and has a cat the size of a dog. Chadwick is a Final Fantasy 14 character. The two are not the same.
Right.
But anyone overhearing these stories is fairly certain that Eenie is making this up as they go along.
Mm-hmm.
Does Eni have bard levels?
No, but you don't need bard levels against a nat 1.
True.
Bad at this.
Yeah.
Eni started with actual bedtime stories, but Chadrick kept asking for more.
So Eni's making them up like to a hatchling or something.
Chadrick keeps sitting there drinking beers, so Eni's still serving beers and telling stories.
I'm tipping probably pretty well. Like, this is an easy night.
Hobby is possibly going to go up at some point after Chadrick is wandering to the little paladin's room. Hopefully not to get locked in again. Chadrick, you have locked yourself in a bathroom twice now.
More than twice.
Or the
It's an ongoing thing.
Hobby would like to tell Eni that if they don't have any bard levels, then maybe they should consider the prospect if they level at any time soon, because they're doing such a good job. Hobby is impressed.
Tex
Nope.
will eventually carry Chadrick up to a room and then take her sentry's rest in the corner there by the bar.
Okay, so Tex is coming over to let Chadrick know that it's time for bed. Chadrick might be insisting on one more story, as
This is,
is often
Tex-
insisted upon when it comes to bedtime stories.
Tex isn't going to act until Chadrick falls asleep.
I ask Tex to tuck me in.
I requested perception
Oh.
checks from everyone. We
Yeah, I
have
got a
a
3.
6, an 8, an 11.
I got
And
a 6.
27.
Hobby,
Yes.
while Chadrick is getting regaled with bedtime stories, what are
Well,
you doing? I know you
absolutely.
intend to spend the night in a bed, but have you gone to bed yet?
Everyone else in the party is down here, so going up to bed does seem like it would be splitting the party. So probably Hobby is either sort of vegging out at the table, or possibly would go and curl up on that fur in front of the fire, because, I mean, cat.
Hmm.
That looks like a cat trap over there.
It most certainly is. It is very warm and a little fluffy.
Yes. Hobby will curl up there on the cat trap and just, do the tabaxi equivalent of the cat that has the slitted, sleepy eyes and the tabaxi loaf position and tail curled around, and just sort of watch everything.
But the thing is, tabaxi are bipedal. So
Yeah.
you still do the whole turn around in a circle a few times where you sit down, but you just walk in a circle upright
Mhm.
and then lay down. So it's natural, but to any observer, it still looks very weird.
Well, I figure that what a tabaxi does isn't just the walk around in a circle. It's as you're walking around, you're sort of liquidly spiraling down so that you end up nicely curled up.
Okay. Well, while you're there, like with your eyes opening and closing, and opening and closing, opening, closing, opening,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
oh, still.
The ears are
opening.
open. The ears
yeah,
are
the,
open.
The, the ears are swiveling. Your ears swivel towards the wall with the sheep,
Ah.
and they sort of stay there.
Hmm.
And the sheep are getting a little more excited,
Hmm.
and there's a thud.
A thud. Hubby will jump up and race over to the window in order to peer out the window.
There's no window in the wall. The windows are for ventilation because it's a sheep pen,
Mhm.
and therefore you want fresh air in. You don't want sheep air to go into place where people eat.
True. Hobby would like to bounce up and go, "Did you hear that?"
Huh?
There's
I'm
a second.
I'm taking the bounce up as an invitation to make another perception roll.
The second perception roll that you made, which is a 23. Yes, you definitely heard and felt the thud, and the
Okay.
second thud after that. The sheep are getting more frantic,
I untuck myself from the bed.
and we're going to deal with initiative order now.
Okay.
You'll have to move me because apparently I cannot move my own.
Maybe I will not
I
get
had
it,
everyone
but there's an
selected.
initiative roll.
Ah, you still have them selected.
Okay.
Apparently.
Yeah, I need to move too, and I can't.
Maybe I won't get out of bed if
Well, it's
There we go. Now I can move.
if there's an initiative roll
Oh,
that
okay.
could happen.
I'm not here.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that worked.
Where do I roll for initiative?
Now, hold on,
Hey,
because
there's the
you all
for
ran out of the
initiative. Let me see if I
room.
can find it.
The
It's
initiative
on
roll is
the
for
attri-
before you
your
run out of
character
the
sheet
room.
Character
page
sheet.
attributes, and you just click
Okay.
the name initiative.
Okay, let's see where I can find that.
You all get back in there.
Oh,
Okay, put us in there. Yes.
yeah. Initiative. Where's?
It's at the upper right of your character sheet.
Well, hold on, because I think I can send you a request. There's a reason why I
Okay.
installed that mod.
Oh yeah.
That's such a good-
19.
Nice.
Well, it goes to a 21.
Very nice.
Yes.
How dare you roll some dice privately?
Question marks show. Question marks.
Mm.
The GM is being private. Well, it's so that we get all of the emotional charge of when the GM is rolling behind the DM screen.
Mm-hmm.
We can hear it rolling, but we don't know what's there.
Right, right.
And then the GM can smile menacingly.
Oh, just assume I'm always smiling menacingly.
Mm.
Okay.
But you're
Now, Hobby,
yes.
you are going first because 23.
Mhm.
And I can tell you, the thud that you heard was against that eastern wall. The second thud was also against that eastern wall, and you're pretty sure there's some cracks appearing in some of the boards of that wall.
The wall to our east, or the wall to
sorry.
the east of the.
I'm sorry, the wall to the west. The
Okay.
wall that's east of the thing making the cracks, but they are to your west.
So
That's
the one
what you
across from the fireplace.
mean. The cracks are appearing by the stairs.
Hobby is going
Oh.
to yell cracks, and then I think Hobby would in fact like to move out of the inn to the front doors or out of a window if there's a window available.
There are no windows because, well, there were
Ventilation.
windows eventually, but when they remodeled to make it a bed and breakfast, a lot of their clientele are kobolds. So they were like, this lets a lot of sunlight in.
Ew.
So there's a few in the
Oh.
front, but only in the front,
Okay.
which you can actually see because if you look at the map, the way the light works.
The shining light through.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I think that's kind of neat.
That is neat.
Hobby would like to go out the nearest aperture that will fit her.
Okay. Well, that would be the doors in the front, which you should be able to move your own character now.
Okay, so
I
one-
don't think I
What's
locked
my
it in
move?
place.
Further into
What's
the
my
covers.
move? 30 feet. Okay, and
Yes.
each one of these is how many feet?
5.
Okay, so I can go diagonally.
Yes.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 10.
Okay.
Come on, out the door.
That was
All right.
35.
Oh,
30. I'm trying. Now it won't let me move back.
There you
Oh,
go.
thank you.
Mech, you're
Thank
up.
okay. I'm gonna follow out the door.
Okay.
Same way. So 5,
Uh,
wait, 5.
Hobby's
just moved
still
me.
moving. Hobby.
Stop it. Put me back where I should be. I can't count it anymore. Okay.
It's- I,
I'm in
I
the
feel
doors.
like I'm back to managing the kindergartners that I helped during dismissal. Like, get back in
Look, I am
line.
a tabaxi.
Hip and lip,
I am a-
everyone. Hip and lip. Make
I
a
am
bubble.
tabaxi. Wow.
Mhm.
Look, you're hurting a cat here.
True.
Apparently so.
I'm sorry. It wasn't moving and then it moved
No,
to Roger,
stories
then
in a
it
different
disappeared.
campaign.
Well, it wasn't moving and then it was moving too much.
Okay, so Mech, you should be able to click on your character on the map and move yourself around with arrow keys.
Arrow keys.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
And if you hold 2 at the same time, it will move you diagonally.
That's not where I wanted to go.
But it looks like
This
you
is
got the
not-
technique, yes.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I'm sideways there. Hold on.
Okay, that's 5, 10, 15,
I can't.
20.
I can't do a diagonal. Do I have more movement or no?
Yeah, 10 more feet.
Okay. I'm gonna get out the door when I can.
Okay, you can move 5 more feet.
Oh, I can. Okay,
more
I'll
square.
Go down.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Chadrick,
Yeah.
I-
Um,
I have no
thanks.
idea where you are.
I'm still in my bed.
Because of course.
The thing is that I got a 19 on the perception check, so I'm aware that there's something going on.
So you
I am
vacated the
elected-
premises.
Yeah,
You left
I
the
am
kobolds to fend for themselves.
No, so the thing is that I'm about to ask them if they've seen what the enemy is. Have they?
No one has seen the enemy yet that you can speak to.
It's going thud.
I mean, they're sheep who have seen the enemy. They're not happy about it. However, all they can tell you is that this person is really bad.
Oh.
They're being honest about it. They're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes.
Oh.
Anyway, let's see.
They also want to inform you that the kobold bookies will try to fleece you.
Anyway, where's the button I'm looking for?
Huh?
Oh, you are way off the map.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I am. I did not put myself there.
You went quite some distance away.
I did not put
I'm going to put you
myself
back
there.
on the stairs just so you can see what's going on. Being
I
in
was
that
like-
corner means you're upstairs.
I was wondering. Let's see.
Yeah, I could have taken the dash.
Let me see. While laying in my bed, because I'm cozy, and also I just got tucked in by Tex, and I have to say that will probably take at least one turn for me to get out of. Let's be honest. I would like. Is that the button to cast it?
When you make a bed and you make it military style, you're supposed to be able to bounce a quarter off of it. You got tucked in by Tex, and someone would still be able to bounce a quarter off of those sheets. But you're
Yes.
underneath them.
Yes. I would like to know.
Would you now?
Yeah, tell me.
Know what?
I cast Divine Sense.
What are you trying to sense? I always forget what Divine Sense senses.
The definition is in the little chat log, but I can detect good and evil, and until the end of my next turn, I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or any location of a celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of me.
Okay, you do not detect any celestials, fiends, or undead.
I send a message to all the party members going, don't worry, guys, it's not undead.
Oh, that's
I'm
nice.
pretty sure the kobolds are actually pretty glad about that.
Yay, it's not undead.
Coomridge has a history. It's not a good history with the undead, but they do have a history with the undead.
But I am okay. If I lay in my bed upstairs, this is an important question. And somebody is downstairs in the pub and they like try to attack someone, can I use rebuke the violent through the floor?
I'm going to specifically say no to that.
But is it within 30 feet?
I need to look up this ability.
I see you're going to rebuke the violent on the next thump.
Just like next time, because I'm paying attention. First of all, I can be in your minds anyway, but we all have the stones. The next time I feel one of you guys get hurt, I can use rebuke the violent through the floor and steal kill while laying in bed.
See, rebuke the violent is supposed to be a reaction. You can use your channel divinity to rebuke those who use violence immediately after an attacker within 30 feet of you deals damage with an attack against a creature other than you. You can use your reaction to force the attacker to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the attacker takes radiant damage equal to the damage just dealt. On a successful save, it takes half the most damage, and this says nothing about whether or not you can see the attacker.
Yes.
So, as written, unless I make a house rule, the answer is yes. If you know someone has taken damage, you can use that. But that, I will say, is the crux. You will have to know someone has taken damage.
Like if Hobby
you need to
shrieks.
yell extra loud if you get hurt.
It's possible Hobby is already shrieking.
Not yet.
I am gonna try though to somewhat undo the blankets around me, so if needed, I can bolt.
Like if your room starts collapsing because someone took out a load-bearing wall under it.
Or if you guys
No
are
one would do that.
in danger, I have dove into a mosh pit of zombies before. I will fight if necessary. I would just like to see if it's not necessary.
To be fair, Chadrick was created to be the most suboptimal paladin of all time, one-upping my previous contender for the throne, Mox, the kobold paladin who took a correspondence course in paladining.
I bet that he, though, actually knew the name of his own god, though.
Not at first. Not for a good long time.
Good.
Not until a warlock used a spell to invade his brain and plant false memories in a dream.
Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, I would like to unstick myself to this bed for in case of need of either assistance or running.
You are prepared to hit the snooze. Okay. That's initiative 19. Initiative 16. I get to do a thing that I've been trying to do all day.
Is it the elephant?
No.
Okay.
The wall breaks.
No!
It doesn't break next to you.
Okay.
I mean, on the map it does, but that's because you're on the stairs on the map.
Oh, now the stairs are scary.
And coming out onto the stairs, which are just wide enough to support it, a giant sheep.
Whoops.
Sheepra?
It's out! It's out!
The sheep has broken its cage.
Tex breaks initiative to slide across the map.
I was gonna say, Tex running at the same time as the kobold yelling was very entertaining to put together.
I realized Tex wouldn't have moved.
Ah.
I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to move yet.
Yeah, the reason why you all clumped up is because you all decided to run outside as soon as I said roll for initiative. And you're like, wait, I'm not ready. Let me get into the most opportune location, which actually was not. It was not the most opportune location.
I bolted outside before you said roll for initiative. I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
If you...
So as this giant sheep bursts through, it's a very buff looking sheep, but it's still covered in fleece.
Oh, no,
so therefore it is even fluffier than a normal sheep.
Higher DR.
But incredibly large, like 10 feet tall. You have never before heard a blood-curdling meh, but now you have. You cross a sheep baa with the roar of a Tyrannosaurus Rex from the old documentaries that were claymation and had
right
notable dinosaurs like Gamera. And that's its turn. It used its turn to break through the wall. It is now the kobold's turns. 1, 2, 3.
That's how many bites to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
4, 5.
They are all running away sensibly.
The door slams, then opens a crack for them to peek through.
That's adorable.
By the way, the heads are all stacked on top of each other to peek through the door.
Well, how else do you peek through the door when there's lots of small people?
Pretty much. And next is Tex's turn.
Well, I'm not 100% sure how to respond to this.
Have you tried counting them?
1.
So this is a
Sheepzilla.
It's a
large
giant
sheep?
angry sheep that can break through walls and has scared all the kobolds out of the room.
So just imagine like a Mareep with frowny eyes.
And the words used were, "It's out."
Maybe we should try not to kill it. Oh no.
This is a sheep that's taller than I am.
Yes, and wider than you are tall. To be fair, some of that might be fluff.
Funny or effective. Funny or effective. Funny or effective.
Do not ask me for my vote. You know what it is.
Poke
Yeah, I
no
know what it
dos.
is.
What about both?
I just have a lot of sheep gifts now.
This is not how I wanted to inaugurate this weapon.
Oh, goodness. That's a terrifying sentence.
I gotta double check something real quick.
Oh, wait, I should double check something too. Oh, I want that.
So I was looking up sheep gifs, but I found this one.
Oh, because it's too cute.
Oh,
Yeah, I had to share it. It's not a sheep, but that doesn't matter.
It's too puffy fluffy.
I'm still just laughing at the sheep who's wall kicking a man.
As much as I hate to do it, I'm gonna hit it with a hammer.
Okay. It's a bold strategy.
Let's see if it works.
If it'll give me the option.
Go to the chat thing and click on attack. That should work.
Oh.
Yeah. When you click on Chainbreaker, you have to go back. Yeah. It takes some getting used to. That is an 11. So here's what happens. You definitely connect with its body. but
or at least with the wool.
the wool provides a cushioning barrier. So
Okay.
it's more of a gentle tap.
Well,
By the
for my
time-
second attack, I'm also going to hit it with a hammer.
Ooh,
That one looks better.
That's a 22. That one, well, you compressed the fleece the first time. Now you're going in for the kill. So go ahead and roll your damage. 16 damage.
And as a crusher, I drive it back into the stable.
How many feet?
5 feet.
Okay. It's pushed back a little ways. No, not the Ovisaries Rex! It took generations to breed it!
oh man, I think I actually have to be useful. Ugh.
I am just trying to contain it.
Okay, is that your turn?
Let me double check.
I think Archbeth has shared a gif of what Hobby will do on her turn.
That is, in fact, what Hoppy is kind of thinking about doing.
He's going to climb up top and ride it. We found a jockey!
Yep.
We'll win the race for sure! None of the other sheep can pass it. It's too wide.
Unless the other sheep jump onto it.
Also, half of them are terrified of it.
I mean, that's kind of reasonable.
And the other half think it's a large hill.
Okay. Who goes next?
If that's Tex's turn, it's Hobby's turn.
Yes, I'm done.
Hobby would like to use feline agility. When you move on your turn in combat, you double your speed until the end of the turn.
Okay.
Hobby
2,
would like to use that. However,
it's up to the GM.
Yes, you can definitely use that. And the best part about this, the absolute best part is, you used your last turn to go out the door. Now you're coming back in.
5.
You are a cat.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. 5,
You couldn't decide if you wanted in or out.
25. Okay, 25, 26, 20,
Tex is trying to
25,
get in your
30,
way and
35,
intercept you.
40.
Tex is
Come
trying
on.
to get to the sheep.
Can I climb onto the sheep?
I will definitely have to require a roll for that. The question is what?
Athletics.
Climbing.
Yeah, it's climbing. Athletics. Unless it's an attack, unless it's an attack roll.
What
for
about
grapple.
acrobatics?
Which would then also be athletics.
Yeah.
So it's athletics or athletics. Between the two of them, I'm going to request an athletics roll.
Okay, I have a check mark next to my athletics, whatever that means.
It means you have proficiency.
Okay, that's a 19. Now I
well,
get to
19's Okay.
roll a contesting roll for the sheep.
the sheep cares.
It's frenzied.
Oh. 4.
Well, that's an 11.
Yep.
So yes, you are in fact riding the sheep. I've placed you on its back as close to the same position as the GIF as I can manage.
Yes. Yes. Hobby is clinging to the wool.
Is there anything
That was my
actually,
funny
that was your
option, by the way.
Dang it! I wanted Tex to be a cowgirl so bad.
Sheep girl.
Live up to the
Excuse
name.
you. Okay.
Oh.
Hobby, is there anything else you can do? I would say climbing the sheep is going to count as your action.
Okay. So that gives me bonus actions, right?
Yes. Unless
I do.
feline agility was a bonus action.
It says special and it says a 5 feet thing. So I don't know attributes. Does attributes say what these things are?
When you move on your turn in combat, so therefore it's just a thing you can do when you move. It's not part of the action economy outside of when you move.
And I can't use it again until I've moved 0 feet on one of my turns. So that means I get a.
But also at your level, you only have 1 feline agility.
Yes,
You'll have to take a rest.
I have a cunning action. I can always do that if I need to. That would give me dash.
You could dash around in a circle and make biscuits.
I'm just gonna hang on to it and contemplate what I'm going to do next now that I'm here, just like any cat. I mean, I don't want to stab it or anything, and so
I actually have a plan.
you have a plan?
I have a plan.
I hear the disappointment in your voice.
Mhm.
And
I have
those
a
two sentences are going together in an out of context quote, mark my words. Okay, so after Hobby is Mech, but Jen had to say goodnight. So we're going to move on to Chadrick, and Chadrick's amazing plan that he is all too excited to give.
The sheep is still next to the stairs, right?
Yes.
So I will creep around just so I can see. I will be at the top of the stairs. And okay, I have a question for you. Can I make a makeshift whip out of my 50 feet of hempen rope? Since I am proficient in whip.
I
And
will
I
say
have
that
one.
if you
It's not very
if you're
long.
I will say that you can use your rope as a makeshift whip, but if you do so, you will be making your rolls at disadvantage because rope designed to not break when climbing is very different from whip designed to make fun cracking sounds.
Okay, or at the top of the stairs, am I within 10 feet of the sheep?
Yes.
I would like to use my whip to create a lasso.
Make an attack roll.
Okay. 17.
Okay.
Can I grapple the sheep?
Make a dexterity check for me.
Oh, I was hoping it could be animal handling.
No, in this case, dexterity.
Dexterity to get it on, animal handling
check.
to move it later.
It's a check.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I tried.
So here's what I'm going to say you've done. You have successfully wrapped the whip around one of its stubby little legs.
Please catch it.
They're
either
not
catch or
they're not
be.
actually stubby. There's a lot of the leg hidden by the fluff. But you didn't manage to do this in a way where you can pull yourself up onto the sheep for a ride.
Just want to wrangle it.
Well, it's wrapped around the leg, but you haven't been able to do anything with this knowledge. Also,
Okay.
roll for damage for your whip
Oh.
attack.
Oh, yeah, I do have to do that. 2 damage.
Okay, well, I did the math wrong, and its hit points went up, so I fixed that.
Whoops. And then let's see. Can I use my bonus action to attempt to grapple the target?
You know what? Sure. Because it's 8:30, so sure.
How do I roll this?
Give me a second.
16. Yes!
Congratulations, you have grappled the sheep's leg.
I am grappling the heck out of this. Let's go! Someone help me.
Mental image of Chadrick is grabbed onto the sheep's leg and his face is in the middle of the wool and sort of clinging.
It's so fluffy.
It's so
Die.
You're going to die.
Tex, please grab the whip. Please. Please. This is in character begging.
Who are you asking to grab the whip?
Tex.
Tex. Okay. Yes, Ellie, that's exactly what I was referencing. Okay, next is the Ovis Aries Rex, which, by the way, Ovis Aries is the
Aries.
Latin name for
sheep.
domesticated sheep.
Good.
So the Ovis Aries Rex,
Oh no.
king of the domestic sheep.
Oh no.
Also describes what it did with the wall.
Huh.
It wrecks it.
I love this game. Okay, the Ovis Aries Rex has a movement of 50 feet.
Oh, I'm going for a
What
ride.
happens?
I'm going for a ride.
I know that if you look at the rules for grapples, if you are grappled, you can't move. I am looking at the rules for
Sheep.
distribution of weight. And
it
say
might be
that-
slowed a little.
And say that as the Ovis Aries Rex lifts up its foot to go forward, Chadrick lifts up with it.
Uh-huh.
Sheep.
It might be slowed a little bit.
The Ovis Aries is going to move, if I can click on this correctly and not just measure things.
No.
It jumps off the stairs. In doing so, it's now moved more than 5 feet away from Tex. Tex, would you like to make an attack of opportunity?
Grab its other leg.
Don't grab the whip.
I think I'd like to grab the whip.
You may certainly make, I'm going to say it'd be an unarmed strike roll to attempt to grab the whip.
Okay. That's in my inventory.
I like how you have an unarmed strike in your inventory. You open up your belt pouch and pull out a fist. With a 12, you just narrowly miss it.
I'm going to spend my inspiration.
A 19, you have grabbed the whip.
I should not have done that. No.
And you just got your inspiration back. Please, please, please make an athletics check.
Or come get dragged flying along in its wake.
That's an 11.
What?
I'm rolling for the sheep.
Oh God.
Oh, that's gonna beat me. Yeah.
Dang it. We're going right.
The dice do not lie.
No,
What?
wait, no. Your athletics check was an 18. It was 11 on the die, but it was an 18. However, yes, I did roll a 23.
What a great team activity.
I really
You're-
ought to spend my inspiration again.
3 party members on a giant sheep crash through the bar.
I will pay for the repairs.
I don't.
It's my favorite part about this, and trust me, this is a very high bar, not the bar that you're wrecking, although it does achieve some height, parts of it do, is that is the voice that we hear loud enough over the crashing of things. That is the tone we hear, the inflection we hear. As 3 of you are just drugged through this wreckage, I will pay for the repairs. You're now all over here. Multiple kegs and what looks like several expensive glass bottles have been smashed.
I also want it known though that I was zoomed in on the stairs. So like literally I was zoomed in and all of a sudden just the sheep disappeared. Like everyone was just
You're now,
exit stage left.
congratulations, you've all gone to the other side of the room, not the other side.
Buddy.
That's different. From where you are now, you get a better view of the kobolds who are hiding behind the door. You can see their eyes a bit better because they're all a bit wider.
I wonder if my blind sight's helping.
It's not necessary. That's like saying, does this candle help illuminate the forest fire? Technically, yes. That is the best kind of correct. However,
Oh my God.
that is the Oviceres Rex's turn. It uses its turn to smash all the booze. The kobolds grovel, cower, and beg.
They don't want to be
Tex.
attacked.
It is your turn.
Right, because the attack. Right.
It was a great idea. I did have a good idea.
I'm going
I
to say
just
Tex
sadly
is still
missed
holding
the
on to the
roll.
whip. It
I
was a
whipped-
very good idea. It was dependent on rolls for success, but it was a very good idea.
See, look, I tried. Gosh.
Am I where I am on the map, or have I been dragged behind the sheep?
I think
To
you're
be
being
fair,
sheep.
I still have everyone selected, so I'm moving everyone once. Hold on.
Yeah, that's
There.
okay.
That's closer to where you actually are.
Pull again. Take the rope out of my pocket. I have more rope.
I have more rope too. What shape is the bar?
Flat.
Crunch.
Crushed.
It's many shapes spread over a wide distance.
Okay. So the sheep has just straight up trampled it.
Yes.
I'm gonna jam my foot into the floor and haul.
I like this plan.
You're the strongest one here. Please
Let's see.
use your strength.
Athletics again.
Oh, it's a tie.
Tie. Let's do a runoff.
It's gonna be Tex.
Congratulations. You're 24 versus the Oviceres Rex's 16.
Wrangle
Neat.
it. Put on your cowboy hat. Go for
What,
it.
what are you intending to do with this great success of yours?
At the very least, stop it in its tracks.
Make a
But-
harness.
Try and haul it away from the wall. And
Ride it like a horse.
I think the whip is wrapped around one of its legs. I'm not sure I can
It
do
is wrapped around one of its legs, and so technically is Chadwick right now.
Above the other one. We got it.
I like how whenever I select Chadwick, I see everything that Chadwick can sense with blind sight,
Yep.
Wait,
which means that you had a view of the Oviceres Rex before anyone else.
Yeah, I actually did see the sheep through the wall multiple times, and I was like, that's weird.
That's weird. Anyway,
Yeah,
If the
anyway,
rope is around
sure,
one of
that'll
its
come
feet?
later.
if the rope is around one of its feet, then me hauling on it should knock the sheep over.
Oh, we're gonna make it fall over, but then the cat will fall.
No, the cat will just crawl onto whatever side is the top.
it's okay. I'm pretty sure that if Hobby falls, Hobby will land on feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Somebody's.
Her feet, somebody's feet, yeah.
Okay,
Maybe the
I
sheep's
get to
also-
click on this thing.
I mean, it might just stagger around. We'll see.
Are you gonna
And-
turn it on its side? Rotate it?
I gave it the prone attribute.
Hobby would like to scramble onto whichever side of the sheep it's on top.
Who wants to rub a belly? It's so
Yes.
fluffy.
The cat.
I'm gonna start reading the sheep bedtime stories.
You start counting the sheep. One.
One.
There are many other sheep in the barn, by the way. I drug over a bunch.
I noticed.
I
through the
saw.
wall.
No,
Wait,
you didn't
these were
see how
really
many.
sleepy? Oh, that's good.
Tex is going to come over and
That's all the sheep that. Well, I missed one. That's most of
Oh,
the sheep
no.
in the barn.
Yeah, I was looking at those through the wall and just kind of, just
But I didn't make different stats for them, so they all technically have the same stats as the Ovisaries Rex. Do not attack them.
jeez, yeah. These ones, I'm sure we can just wrangle.
Hmm.
Or is the fight over?
It's down but not out. Text what do you
That's-
want to do.
Tex, your name. You gotta hog tie this thing or sheep tie it or whatever. Tie the feet
Before they
together.
send in the rodeo clowns.
Yes.
Do you want
yeah,
me to-
I'm going to start tying its feet up.
I'm gonna make a cowboy hat out of I'm gonna crochet one.
Okay.
Can
Now,
I assist in the tying of the feet?
I am going to say that because I allowed Chadrick to make an attack roll with a whip and then a grapple check, I'm definitely going to allow a grapple check and an action for Tex as well. This
I
is
do
not something
two
that I'm going
attacks.
to always allow.
I do have 2 attacks a turn.
Yes, but that's not 2 actions.
Yes.
If you want me to, I will spend my action surge.
I'm saying you don't have to because I
Okay.
allowed one player to do the thing. I'm going to allow another player to do the thing. I might not allow this next time we have combat, but this
Yeah,
time around,
absolutely.
looking at the time, let's go with it.
I was expecting to spend an action surge. So
Okay. Hobby, it is your turn.
Hobby would like to assist and or start the process of grabbing legs to put them in a position to be tied up or something.
Okay.
Hobby thinks that this is that tying it now that it's down is a good idea. Since you people are not going to let Hobby try to grab its ears and steer it back out into the barn.
It's currently on its back, so you could attempt this. It would not end well.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to have Hobby make a roll.
Okay.
And it's going to be at advantage because you and Tex are working together.
Yay.
And it's going to be for tying knots, so I'm going to say it's sleight of hand. How dare I, how absolutely dare I make the rogue make a sleight of hand check.
I have a check mark by my sleight of hand. That means proficiency, right?
Not
Mhm.
only that, but it's going to be at advantage.
Ooh.
And I'm going to check that box there, so we're getting better at using Foundry.
Those rolls suck.
And it's still a 13.
Well,
Those
Um,
rolls suck. Do I have any? Do I have a
I'm going to pass my inspiration.
thank you. Thank
here
you.
you
It
go.
was rolled at advantage, and now you're going to roll it again.
Extra advantage.
Dadgummit.
Keep rolling until you get it right.
If you roll
Exactly.
below a 5, I take no responsibility.
And this time it's not going to be at advantage.
That's fine.
There we
that's
go.
That's an 18 with bennies, so it gives me a 26.
Okay, with a 26, you have just enough whip to wrap these legs into. You have hog tied a sheep. It gives a strangled cry that's half ba, half oink.
That was a noise.
It most certainly was a noise. Next up is Chadrick.
Yes.
Is there anything that you would like to try to do?
What is left to be done?
It's currently hog tied. I'm waiting for its turn to see if it can try to get out of the hog tying.
I got a 10 for animal handling. I'm trying to calm it down.
It does not appear to be calm.
Can I cast calm emotions?
Can you cast calm emotions?
I actually do have that spell.
Forgive me, but I felt like I had to ask that question.
You had to.
I had to ask that question because canonically, someone has tried on multiple occasions to convince me that death can be reversed with a cure disease roll.
I just think that death is a pretty strong disease.
No, It is not.
Okay, saving throw, charisma.
Here's the thing. You're asking a sheep,
I
a
know.
big fluffy sheep, to make a charisma save.
Yes.
Obviously, it's got a +7 there.
It's adorable.
So am I.
No.
Yes. So what is calm?
That is a 4 on the top.
Calm.
Actually, it's a 1d20 plus minus 1, according to the stats here.
Oh my god.
Schrodinger's modifier. It's plus and minus 1. Oh, you calm emotion to everyone. Everyone needs to make this roll.
I guess I also have to make my own roll. What if I calm myself? Oh my gosh. Okay, I calmed myself.
I need to make the roll for all the kobolds except for Mo. Mo's far enough away.
So I failed my own throw.
So many dice.
My god.
Some of the kobolds can still be upset. What was the target number?
14.
Okay. 3 kobolds made the save.
3 kobolds are still sad.
3 kobolds are still freaked out.
One got a 0.
That kobold's just kind of just like chilling in a corner.
I failed my own save.
What even are emotions, man?
But yeah, so
The sheep has calmed down. It licks your face.
Aww.
I snuggle with it.
This counts as a bath. That's how much saliva is involved. Actually, with that amount of saliva involved, now you need a bath. It's viscous.
I'm still snuggling in the wool. You can't stop me.
That might be toxic saliva.
I'm immune to disease.
Also, you get poisoned pretty often on purpose.
I don't know why, but the phrase snuggling in the wool reminded me of a Steely Dan song.
Would that be steel wool?
No, it's
Steely wool Dan.
reeling in the E's.
I got the reference, but at the same time, I had to go for the pun.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm immune to disease.
Yeah, but this might have its saliva's not supposed to be that sticky
Are you sick, little one? Are you sick?
or green. It's not supposed to be green.
Somebody fed it something?
I got 11 for a medicine check.
Yeah, it's on something, and not just calm emotions.
Oh, this poor bunny is sick. Y'all got a vet?
That's me. It's Mo speaking.
He's pretty calm right now if you want to look and see what's gone.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Rexy girl, open wide. Say ah. Meh.
Shouldn't that be
Mo sticks their entire head down the Rexy's, apparently their name is Rexy's mouth.
Nice.
As they speak, you hear a distinct echo. Ooh, that's not good.
No.
Well, I mean, there's a lot that's going on that's bad. Don't get me wrong. There is a lot that's going on that's bad. But yeah.
Don't you think that Eni would get a advantage?
I rolled for the one kobold. So I'm
Oh.
changing. I'm taking the roll, but I'm using different modifiers.
Okay.
I like Foundry, but if I had to change anything about Foundry and leave everything else the same, it would be how I select things. Because
super
that's
fair.
what's been throwing me off the most.
That's super fair.
And you can mostly stay with just your own character selected. No, not the GM. So, someone grab my legs and pull, please.
Tex.
Hobby could do it.
I'll do
I'm high on my
Okay.
emotions.
Okay. I am upset that I'm saying this, but it's really obvious. Chadwick just got high on his own supply.
Mhm.
Dude. Most things don't affect me, but apparently a failed save on my own spells will.
Let's just hope this isn't habit forming.
Not yet.
We've already established that Chadwick could get dogs drunk with an aura.
Oh my gosh, am I getting the sheep drunk?
You calmed its emotions and almost everything within a 30-foot radius.
I guess my drunken aura is really strong right now.
At some point, the leadership of Flag is going to pull Chadwick aside and have an intervention because you keep calming adventurers before they go off on missions. This needs to stop. The barbarian hasn't raged in 3 weeks.
The barbarians are complaining.
Chadrick hasn't even been drinking a lot. They're just naturally osmosing their own alcohol.
They keep casting calm emotion on themselves. Like, I could stop any time. Anyway.
I just want to say at least none of us now think we're halflings.
True.
Because then it would be hobbit forming.
Oh,
No.
shut up.
No. Where's the
We
fish?
do not want Tolkien's estate to come after us again. Well, not us personally, but that is why TSR changed hobbits to halflings
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, fair.
and ents to treants. They left the orcs in, though. But anyway, so yeah, you pull Mo back out of the sheep's mouth, and they're holding a small scrap of something that looks half digested. Yeah, so you don't give this to sheep.
What is it?
Is it?
Well, I haven't thought of a good name for it yet. But I did discover it when I accidentally gave it to sheep. Apparently, it makes them kind of
You cut out on me, Crash.
I haven't given it a name for it yet, but it's something I found that it grows here in Coomridge. And if you give it to sheep, they tend to freak out a little bit, as you may have noticed. It's okay.
Testy too?
I mean, they'll eat it normally, but the issue is this plant, if they eat it and they can smell alcohol, they get really angry and smash the alcohol.
So this is my fault?
I mean,
It is a bar.
you
I
feed
am
this?
like, what, 80%
No.
alcohol?
Did you feed this to Rexy?
No,
That
but
is not your fault. We keep Rexy in the barn, so Rexy can't have any of this.
No. I haven't even seen this sheep before right now.
Also,
However,
could you put me down
I'm
now? You can put me
literally-
down now.
Okay. Apparently, I'm literally 80% alcohol.
Well, then it's a really good thing that you cast calm emotions, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really good at it.
You probably would have been the next target after the bar.
Where would you like the sheep to go?
Ah.
Probably back where it was, and we'll try to we'll put some yellow caution tape across the hole or something.
Does it have alcohol in its wool from it lying here amid the
It'll evaporate off before before calm emotions wears off. How long does that last?
That's a good question.
minute.
Look.
1 minute.
Well,
Oh,
worst
yeah, we
case
gotta hurry.
scenario, it'll start chewing on its own fur, and it'll be fine.
Well, let's get him going before this minute's over.
Okay, imagine, if you will, the world's largest pom-pom being rolled towards the big hole in the wall.
Hobby's helping?
We're gonna
The
put
co-
some
The
elephant in
kobolds are pretending that they're helping, but they know full well that the larger beings are doing a better job of pushing because some of them have positive modifiers for strength rolls.
some of them.
Yes. Not all of them, but some of them at least.
I'm just walking alongside and very gently, pulling the whip to help the critter keep moving.
I'll roll it back to where it's supposed to be.
Okay. The other sheep seem to have calmed down a little bit, and true to their word, Mo pulls out some yellow caution tape. And I should specify, because in case there's any confusion, for our listening audience, all two of them, Mo's name is spelled M-O-E. Mo the kobold. Mo, the tiefling, reluctant patron for a warlock, is just spelled M-O.
Question, kobolds.
This
Sorry.
Mo, M-O-E, is named that because they have 3 siblings, Eeny, Meeny, and Miny.
And this is Moby, who is cute.
Some people call them Maurice.
Wah, wah.
Hey, Mo.
Yeah?
Have you tried not having him next to the bar?
I tried not giving him any of this stuff.
But, have you tried, maybe putting him across town?
We're on a farm.
Yeah, but, maybe not right up against the wall. Maybe so the walls aren't immediately touching the alcohol storage.
Well, that's fine so long as you don't eat any of this stuff. That's why we kept him in the barn, so he couldn't get any of this stuff.
Obviously, someone has tried to sabotage your sheep.
Yeah, do you want us
Who
to,
would try to do that besides anyone who doesn't want to lose to Rexy in a race?
I think
Well,
you
that
answered
sounds like
that.
sabotage. Can I ride Rexy in a race?
You'll have to
First-
talk to his jockey.
We don't currently have a jockey, but we still need to convince the judges to let Rexy run.
Well, apparently, if I exude alcohol, well, then maybe I can get him to go.
There, I don't have the time to explain all the reasons why that's a bad idea. Actually, if I don't explain it, it's gonna bother me. Mo then begins to explain all the reasons why that's a bad idea. And as that's being explained, the volume fades out because that's where we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for playing. My name is Crash. I've been your DM for the evening. Tonight we were joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Jen, who had to step out, but also Beth, Ellie, and Milo. And who wants to plug a thing?
Eo's mom writes books. Elizabeth-McCoy.com. Order them from your library. Well, get your library to order them from Overdrive, but you know what I mean. They're ebooks.
Provided Overdrive stays legal because of a recent ruling for archive.org, but
No, Overdrive is very legal. Overdrive is you're thinking the Internet Archive. No, Overdrive is way legal because they license it, and libraries pay to have access to the book for either a time period or a certain number of lends, and they cannot lend unlimited numbers. The one that they buy is one person at a time, and they are a lot more careful about it than Internet Archive, which I'm so angry at because their Wayback Machine is invaluable, and they did such a stupid thing. Anyway, digression over. Speaking of anything that's not me talking about book legalities.
well, speaking of books, because Jen is not here to plug it themselves, bookofjen.net and shatteredsoulstone.com.
And speaking of social media,
Oh, I run, going to get this correct.
Schrodinger's Defederated.
Yeah, Schrodinger's Defederated social media called elek.xyz. That's ELEKK.xyz. It's a part of the whole Mastodon thing. If y'all who listen to this have heard all about it in the anti-Twitter conversations. And it's a instance full of, people who enjoy games but don't like being harassed while playing them.
And it's really weird that I keep being told no one's on Mastodon except for all the people who I know on Mastodon.
Weird.
And speaking of patrons, you can be one. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. Help us keep the lights on, along with other illustrious patrons, including Chris, Ellie, Eric, Shen, Walter, and patron emeritus Cindy. And until next time, this is Crash saying, oh man, I've got such a hangover. But guys, I think the stairs are out. And looks like a very large sheep. I think I might still be drunk. Is that more than one sheep? Let's count. 1. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Right.
Especially
I like the
Kurt.
part where they talked about sheep for a long time.
Bah.